Okay, so I am at Lost Man Trailhead. I'm staying at the Lost Man campground, and I'm gonna hike trail 1993, I think it is. No, 1996. Yeah, 1993. No, that goes, who knows, way off. 1996 goes around to like Lost Man Lake, but I've heard, or I just talked to the ranger guy. He was coming up to check on the campground, and he said at some point in there it gets really snowy and muddy, so I'll just go as far as I can. I don't really know what to expect. I've never done this before. I have hiked to the reservoir before, going to the right. I've done the reservoir, but I haven't done the Lost Man Trail, so yeah, we'll see what we see. Okay, so I came to the splitting the trail. Midway Trail goes up that way. That's not the one I'm taking. That's like 1992, I think, is the trail number. Lost Man Trail and to the reservoir is this way. That's 1996. That's the one I'm taking. And it is definitely beautiful. And yeah, there's still snow all around. I'm definitely up there. Where was these peaks? You can't see. I gotta go back a little bit and you can see them. Snow caps all up, all around me. So yeah, I just got some good shots. I haven't been able to look at them yet, obviously, but I just took some good still images of a big, huge buck. I don't know how to count points, but it looked like a trophy buck to me for sure. Beautiful. Velvet still all over his antlers. Yeah. So, yeah, keep going and see how far we can get before the snow stops us, or the mud, actually. Mud would be just as bad to walk through as snow, as far as I'm concerned, if the snow's melted and turned into mud. But we shall see. Okay, so I am at Lost Man Reservoir, and this is still pretty close to the campground. It's a nice little nature hike walk to get here. Lots of beautiful scenery, and I've already seen wildlife too. And there's a really neat little stream coming down in, I don't know exactly, right there maybe? Feeding into the reservoir is really nice. And then the trail goes on around the reservoir this way and up towards Lost Man Lake, if I can get there. And there's another, I know you probably can't see it from here, but I'll take some still images. There's another creek flowing into the reservoir over here on this side too. Beautiful. They call it a reservoir instead of a lake because there's a dam and they control it. They monitor how much they release out of it, I think. There's a spillway that I've walked across last summer and stuff that heads down and feeds into the Roaring Fork. But yeah, beautiful. These are some of the kind of areas that I don't really like traveling through when I'm hiking, and I usually try to get through them pretty fast or make some noise while I'm doing it, because all this little scrub brush, perfect place for critters to hide behind. And not that they're hiding like waiting to pounce on me, but they just bed down in these areas and they might be asleep and I come walking up along and spook them, and that's where you can have some bear problems. So although I'm sure they're up in more shady areas, they're not going to be out in this heat during the day. So yeah, all right. Sure is beautiful though. I love it up here. It's in this particular area, a lot of diverse ecology and rocks and trees. Just makes for a really beautiful mix of scenery. Yeah. Wow. Absolutely. Find a little shade spot, and not just any time, but hadn't had one since I started hiking this morning. So when you do find a shade spot, take advantage of it. Stop, do whatever maintenance you got to do, get some drink. So in my case, I'm going to change into shorts. I started off in my long pants this morning because it was 42 degrees when I got up, and wasn't sure how buggy it might be because it is so, everything's melting so much. There's so much water around that mosquitoes are starting to hatch, but it actually is not very buggy, and I'm starting to get warm. So I'm going to switch, put on my shorts and get some drink and get a few pebbles out of my shoe, and then we will head on. I love these open spaces sometimes because it makes you feel so small or humbled, and makes you feel like just another one of the critters making its way along through here. I mean, that's all I am, but it just reminds you of that. So yeah, you know, it's nice to walk through the forest as well, obviously, but when you're in such a vast, expansive view, that's really neat too. All right, okay, so somebody went to a lot of trouble, made a beautiful sign here. It says Hunter Frying Pan Wilderness. So this is the Hunter Frying Pan Wilderness, part of the White River National Forest. Frying pan, I'm sure, because of trout, I guess. Hunter because of deer, moose, bear. All right, keep going. All right, so we got a nice little forested section to cross through here, which is nice to get a constant shade break. Take my hat off for a while I'm hiking, and yeah, excellent. I think when we come out of this, we're going to be above tree line, so enjoy it while I can. Okay, so I'm starting to see more and more patches of snow that I'm passing by everywhere, so I think that's foreshadowing of what's to come, but we shall see. Sure is neat hiking with snow still out, end of June. I hear ooh, yeah, he did say it got really muddy. I'd much rather walk through the snow. All right, I'm gonna stop filming just so I can use two hands on trekking poles and get through this easy. Catch you later. Okay, so this may be the end of the trail for me today, at least. Another creek crossing, and oh wow, I guess you could go across that. Maybe I'll go down there and check that out. Sure is beautiful though. I'd love to get to the other side of that. All right, I'm gonna go check this out. Okay, so this really doesn't look too bad. This looks pretty sturdy. So I'm gonna try to just walk across it, and hopefully you don't find this GoPro somewhere downstream. It's pretty wide. Well, I'm gonna turn off the GoPro and do it with two hands. That'd be silly to try to do that. All right, so I made it. It definitely gets spooky when you're out there over the water, because with the water flowing underneath you that fast, you get vertigo. Once you get out over it and it's flowing underneath of you, you start to get like, whoa, whoa. And then I just kind of tried to focus on the log and just got across it as quickly as I could. So yeah, and then I found these wildflowers over here that I don't think I've ever seen wildflowers with this beautiful pale yellow buttery color before. Usually they're very bright yellow. I'll get down here and give you a close-up. I can get my, sorry about that, accidentally hit the off button. If I can get down here without my shadow getting in the way, I'll give you a close-up of them. Beautiful. All right, let's see what's on beyond that. Contrast from the buttery yellow wildflowers. They're not really white because here's white, right? And yellow, and that nice light buttery yellow. Beautiful. So this must have been another avalanche area because all those trees that are just completely uprooted, if you can see them, just pushed over by snow coming down off of that one little open spot clearing. Pushed them over all the way down into there, all the way up here. I have to hike through. Yeah, wow, that's a big one. That's a huge one when you just see how many trees it cleared out. All right, I'm still heading up. I love little canyon areas like this. So, I'm stopping. I ran. Damn branch poked me in the shoulder. I'm stopping to take a little break in the shade, get some drink, maybe eat a few nuts, even though I had a big breakfast this morning. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Nice breeze blowing. Feels good in the shade. I mean, it's not too hot anyway, but it still feels good in the shade. Yeah, that thing's raging. All right, I'm gonna take my break. I love it when the creek is raging, more so than a gentle flowing stream, but it's also a bad sign because that means that we're getting a lot steeper. You know, it's raging when it's a lot steeper angle, and then on the flat spots it's really gentle. It's really hazy today. You almost can barely see that mountain there. That's where, I mean, I started way down in there. It's really hazy today. All right, this is a neat area. It's really like a marsh. It's pretty much just water everywhere because the runoff has just saturated it, but super lush green. And yeah, just water everywhere. There have been other areas on the trail where the runoff just takes over the trail and flows right down the middle of the trail. But this area is in particular, sounds like we got another stream crossing up ahead. Oh, looks like more my size. I can manage that. Wow. All right. Yeah, I think I can get across that one. Okay. Without the camera though. That wasn't as simple as it looks. I mean, I like having two logs and it's so short. It wasn't that bad and they didn't bend. And I guess I'm on the other side. You can see, or I can see, this thing flows down from way up in there. I don't know. I guess that's not the main creek. That's probably still up over here. All right, let's see what else we can find. Okay, so we're definitely heading up in elevation and becoming more and more. Oh, I'm off the trail, or no, yeah. I was just walking whatever way I could to get through this part where it's really wet. Not paying attention to where the trail was. And I checked my Fitbit, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes ago, and I had gone 4.88 miles. Although some of that was walking around camp this morning, not a whole lot. And 60 floors, I don't know, something like that. 68 floors, I don't know. So that's 600 feet. Campground's at 10.5, so 11.1. And we'll see if we can make it. I'm hoping the lake's just right up over there. Looks like a big open clearing, so I'm hoping there's a lake up there. All right. Okay, so I am almost above tree line, and I sure don't want to have to climb up into that. I was determined not to turn around until I made it to the lake. That was my goal. And Mom taught me at the Boy Scout tree trail about not giving up. Or not giving up too easily anyway. She didn't say don't give up. She just said don't give up easily. So I'm trying to make it to the lake, but I am exhausted. I didn't sleep all that well last night. I left my damn CPAP at home. I can't believe I did that. It's one thing to sleep without your CPAP in Virginia, but at 10,000 feet. So I don't know if that's affecting me or not, but anyway, going through another huge avalanche area. These are some massive trees that got knocked over from up there, obviously. All right, I'm gonna push on a little bit further. I'm still hoping the lake's right there before that, the base of that. So let's go find out. Oh, I wish I could pretend that was a lake. And I'm heading up. I am heading up into that stuff, which is what I thought. Maybe I'm gonna go over it to the left. Oops. Maybe I'm gonna go over it to the left instead of over that rocky peak. I didn't want to go over either, but I gotta be so damn close at this point. I sure hate turning around when I'm right here. I'll go a little bit further and see. Okay, so I was right, and we are heading up over this ridge to the left. At least that means I won't have to do that one right there. And based on the look of it, I gotta be pretty close. So I'm excited. I'm gonna make it. All right, a little bit further. All right, I'm getting close. And I am now officially above much of the snow. You probably can't even make those mountains out. It's so hazy today. Very unusual. Usually it's crystal clear up here. But I can make out, I can see a sign. A wooden sign up there somewhere. There it is. That means I gotta be close. Yay. All right. Okay, so I'm not sure what to make of the sign because it says South Fork Pass Trail up that way or Lost Man Loop Trail this way. I was hoping it was going to say lake right there. Lost Man Loop Trail, I know that goes back up to the main highway 82. There's another trailhead way up from where I started. And South Fork Pass Trail, I know that doesn't sound like what I want. I don't want either of those. I mean, I know I'm turning around to go back. I'm just gonna have to scout around and see where I can find this damn lake. All right. Wow. I'm hoping you can make out all these mountains even with the haze. I am definitely up there. I haven't looked at my Fitbit again, but I gotta be Getting close to 12,000 feet. Beautiful. All right, so I walked up the South Fork Pass Trail just a little bit to see what was over the hill, and it just keeps going up. You know, if the lake's right up over there, then I'll catch it on the next time. So now I'll do the same on the Lost Man Loop Trail, and I'll hike it up just enough to see up over that hill. And then if I don't see a lake, I'm heading back down. I consider it success. If I make it up to tree line, above snowpack and all that, I consider that a success. All right, let's go see what we can find. All right, I'm not seeing, whoa, just slipped in the mud. Whew. I am getting a little delirious. I need to stop for lunch. I am not seeing any lakes over this way. Although I keep seeing to where it's like tempting, you know, like, oh, maybe just over that, right? I got another one right here, so let's see, maybe this will be it. Oh, let's see. Nope, no lakes. All right, that's as far as I'm going, because I got to get back to the campground, which is not this way. I mean, I think I could link up with the road somewhere up there, but then I'd have to hitchhike back to the campground. I don't want to do that. So, all right, back downhill. I think I've done probably 6 miles so far. 6 miles back down. It's a good day. And it's still relatively early in the day. I don't know, maybe 10, 11, something. But I'm glad I made it this far, to be honest with you. It's further than I thought when I set out that I would. I didn't think I would end up this high up elevation. So, all right, I'm gonna soak it in for a bit and then head back down. 360. So I just met the 2 hikers, the first 2 I've seen since I started the trail. Oh, I'm on the wet side of this. And they are familiar with this. And when I was asking about the lake and told them where I had made it to, they said, oh, you were close. But you do have to head to the right, Lost Man Loop Trail. And it still would have been a lot further. It wasn't like I was feet away from it. And what they said was that there's the upper trailhead, which I knew, that's what makes the loop. This trail loops around to the upper trailhead, and they said that it's a really short hike from that, so to the lake. So good. What I'll do is just at some point, not today, tomorrow or the next day, I will drive to the upper Lost Man trailhead and then hike down to the lake from there. It'll be a lot easier than retracing this one. All right, enjoy my way down. The view on the way down is just as pretty as the way up. I don't know if you can see them, but I just talked with 2 national park rangers or forest rangers or something. 2 older women, you know, a little bit older than me, not a whole lot maybe. Very nice, very friendly, stopped to chat with me for a while. And they were laughing at me about this haze, because this is not haze, they say. This is forest fire smoke. And they don't know where it is. They hadn't gotten any word yet of where it's coming from, but it's apparently really bad. I mean, it's definitely bad as far as, like, you know, I knew it was supposed to be a lot clearer than this normally. And they were like, haze? We don't get haze up here. I was like, yeah, I didn't think so. So this is forest fire smoke. Hopefully it won't run me out of the campground, but she said they'll come and let us know if there's any problem at the campground. So we'll see. Okay, so I made it back. Thank goodness. It is lunchtime for me. Let's see. What time does it say? Holy, 2:10. Wow. All right. I left at, I think, 8:30. So 4, 5, almost 6 hours. It's a long hike. I don't have my glasses on to see how many miles. I gotta study this map better. Figure out what 25,000, I think. 12 miles. So yeah, time for lunch. Ham, turkey, and cheese wrap, and a cold beer. Woohoo! These big orange tentacles on top of the sign, so they can see where it is when the snow pack in the winter, because it is so deep. The snowpack gets so deep that they need those just to be able to see where the signs are, and they have them all along the edge of the road too, like those green ones, so the snowplows know where the road is. All right, lunchtime.